Hello and welcome to this session. In this session, we will talk about logic operations and ICs used for digital circuit analysis and design.
Objectives. At the end of this session, you will be able to identify the basic logic gate ICs and their operations. Introduction to integrated circuits. The branch of electronics that deals with the research, development, and utilization of qualitatively new electronic devices is known as integrated microcircuits. This is the semiconductor-based chip which consists of set of digital circuitry. Integrated microcircuits, generally known as integrated circuits, are a low-cost electronic circuit consisting of active and passive components that are joined together on a single crystal chip of silicon. These interconnected components that make an IC are called integrated circuit elements. In digital ICs, information is represented by binary digits. TTL or transistor-transistor logic and CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor, are two types of technologies used in the design and construction of integrated circuits or ICs, particularly in digital logic circuits. TTL devices are known for their speed and robustness. They typically operate on a power supply of 5 volts. CMOS circuits are highly valued for their low power consumption, especially when in a static or idle state. Logic gate. A logic gate is a device that acts as a building block for digital circuits. They perform basic logical functions that are fundamental to digital circuits. Most electronic devices we use today will have some form of logic gates in them. In a circuit, logic gates work based on a combination of digital signals coming from its inputs. Most logic gates have 2 inputs and 1 output, and they are based on Boolean algebra. At any given moment, every terminal is in one of the 2 binary conditions, true or false. False represents 0 and true represents 1. Depending on the type of logic gate being used and the combination of inputs, the binary output will differ. A logic gate can be thought of like a light switch, where in one position the output is off or 0, and in another it is on or 1. Logic gates are commonly used in integrated circuits. There are 3 types of logic gates: basic gates, OR, AND, and NOT gates, universal gates, NAND and NOR gates, derived gates, XOR gates, and XNOR gates. IC for AND logic gate. The AND gate performs the logical multiplication operation, which is commonly known as AND function. For 2 or more inputs, AND gate produces a high output only if all the inputs are high. It produces a low input even if one of the inputs is low. This is the symbol for the AND gate. The logical expression for an AND gate is Y is equal to A and B. For an AND gate with n inputs, there are 2 raised to n possible combinations of inputs. If n is equal to 2, there are 4 possible input combinations which are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. The IC used for AND gate is IC7408. This IC includes 4 AND logic gates, where each gate is used separately without changing other gates. So it is called quadruple 2-input AND logic gates. This IC works with a single power supply, but it is available in several packages based on the circuit requirement. Now let's see the pin configuration of a 7408 integrated circuit. Pins 1 and 2 serve as inputs for the first AND gate. Pin 3 is the output for the first AND gate. Pins 4 and 5 act as inputs for the second AND gate. Pin 6 is the output for the second AND gate. Pins 9 and 10 are designated as inputs for the third AND gate. Pin 8 provides the output for the third AND gate. Pins 12 and 13 function as inputs for the fourth AND gate. Pin 11 is the output for the fourth AND gate. Pin 7 is connected to ground. Pin 14 is used for the supply voltage. Note that the supply voltage VCC for the 7408 IC is typically plus 5 volt. IC for OR logic gate. The gate which performs logical addition operation is known as OR gate, which is also known as OR function. For two or more inputs, the OR gate produces a high output only if one or all the inputs are high. It works similarly to the OR logic operation. This is the symbol for OR gate. The logical expression for an OR gate is y is equal to a plus b. For an OR logic state IC, the number of input pins n determines the configuration. For an OR gate with n inputs, there are 2n possible combinations of inputs, just like the AND gate. The IC used for OR gate is 7432. This IC includes 4 OR logic gates, where each gate is used separately without changing other gates. So it is called quadruple 2-input OR logic gates. Let's now see the pin configuration of IC 7432. Pin 1 and pin 2 are inputs for the first OR gate, while pin 3 is its output. Pin 4 and pin 5 serve as inputs to the second OR gate, with pin 6 as the output. For the third OR gate, pin 10 and pin 9 are the inputs, and pin 8 is the output. The fourth OR gate uses pin 12 and pin 13 as inputs, and its output is on pin 11. Pin 7 is connected to the ground. Pin 14 is the supply voltage or VCC, typically plus 5 volt. IC for NOT logic gate. The gate which performs inversion operation is called NOT gate. For a single input, NOT gate produces the output as a complement of the input. NOT gate produces a high output only if the input is low and a low output if the input is high. It works similarly to NOT logic operation. This is the symbol for NOT logic gate. The IC 7404 is a hex inverter chip, which means it contains 6 independent inverter gates. It typically comes in a 14-pin package. Let's see its pin configuration. Pin 1 and pin 2 form the first inverter, with pin 1 as the input and pin 2 as the output. The second inverter consists of pin 3 as the input and pin 4 as the output. For the third inverter, pin 5 is the input and pin 6 is the output. The fourth inverter uses pin 9 as the input and pin 8 as the output. Pin 11 is the input and pin 10 is the output for the fifth inverter. Finally, the sixth inverter comprises pin 13 as the input and pin 12 as the output. Pin 7 is connected to the ground. Pin 14 is connected to the supply voltage VCC, which is typically plus 5 volt.
This brings us to the end of this session. In this session, we have learned to identify basic logic ICs and their operations. Thank you for watching. We will see you in part 2 of this session.